so just a couple more questions before we go. So you were speaking about building your own reality, and I really love the topic. So I'd like you to just go into a little bit more depth about it and the importance about it, because I think that's a message that's very crucial in these days and times.
Alright, so I guess naturally, normally, the norm is we live life, there's this ultimate being that's up there that is in charge of everything, and we were put here to live our lives, to then die, to figure out what happens after that. Depending on how we live, we go to heaven or go to hell. Normally, especially here in the Bahamas. And if you don't subscribe to that religion, there's some form of almost that kind of doctrine,
Right.
generally speaking. So really it begs the question, who is in charge, and why, what am I doing here? And if, you know, homeboy is in charge up top there, then that means everything already set in stone. Everything that happens is because the man upstairs say it's supposed to happen. I know that's what a lot of people believe. There are a lot of contradictions to that, even within that school of thought.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, I believe that our only real purpose is to be happy, to figure out what we want to experience in this lifetime, and to strive towards that. A lot of people might not agree with that, just fine. But I believe that we are perfectly capable of creating our own reality. And if you are, say, a Christian, you shouldn't have a problem with that idea, because it says, plain and simple, made in the likeness and image of the Creator. So the Creator is just as important as the creation. You can't have one without the other. And if the Creator can create its real reality, the creation being modeled after in likeness and image, likeness is capability or what you are like. That means your creator potential is also there. An image, well, that's a whole different story. I don't care so much about that. But I should be able to create just as grand a thing as the Creator. That, now, somebody's gonna say, oh, does that mean like you're saying you're equal to or whatever? Not exactly, but like I said, you can't have one without the other. So what does that mean? If I can't exist without you and you can't exist without me, it's a balance,
right.
It's a trade-off. But to bring it more centered to creating, we are all creators naturally. I really feel like there's nothing else to do except create. And most people find themselves in predicaments where they don't want to be. They live a life where they don't enjoy it. And that is weird.
Do you think they don't enjoy it, or do you feel like they don't know how to utilize that capability?
It's exactly because they don't know that how to use it, or even that it's a thing,
Mm-hmm.
that they tend to not enjoy their lives. So I wake up and I go to work. I don't like my job. I have children. It's hard to feed them because my job don't pay me a lot. Minimum wage is $2.10, and I have 2 children. And my girl always nagging me because my job ain't solid, and she is making a little bit more money than me. So my life is trash to me.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get out of this? Well, for me, if I believe I'm in control, then I can do something about it. But if I don't believe that I'm in control, there's nothing I can do about it. And I choose to walk in the path that I'm in control so I can make my life better. With the power of whatever you choose to call it, like you say, God, universe, source, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But knowing that you and that thing are one, connected, means you can do anything.
Right.
So you can then create your reality by understanding that connection.
Mm-hmm.
with what you think is divine.
I agree. So what I want to ask you is, what I want to ask you is, do you find yourself debating that topic a lot?
I used to. I don't anymore because it's not important to. It never was important to. Everybody comes to an understanding of whatever it is they understand in their own time. And there will always be a time for new understanding. So, it doesn't make no sense going to the Jehovah's Witness telling them about how Islam is the way when they clearly ain't on that level of openness to even discuss it. And I feel like open-mindedness is an important thing, but not everybody is open. And like I say, it's just their time to be what they are. I don't fault anybody for that. People will fault you for being what you are, of course, but I choose not to fault people for being what they are because, like I say, everybody have their time. I wasn't always thinking like I could create my own reality. I used to be kind of like, wondering what is this, what is that, how do I make this better? I just don't see it. Maybe I should pray about it, this, that, and the third. But I guess I just grow into what I feel like is best for me, and this is it.
That's an excellent answer. So earlier you were speaking about the fact that once you started to create, you really can't find anything else to do with yourself, right? So what changed after you became so immersed in your art? What changed for you personally, I guess spiritually, socially? What changed?
I feel like creating fulfills my purpose, my personal purpose. And like I said, I feel like everybody's always creating, right? But creating music specifically, as always, it fulfills my desire to express myself. And in that, I find happiness, like bliss. I'm peaceful. There's nothing that really compares to that feeling when I'm sitting down. I have an idea in my head and I'm getting it out of me. Literally, like, sex is solid. Sex is great. But I will choose to be, if I had to choose one or the other, I will choose creation every day. I will become a monk and just make music. If I had to choose, and I got to choose. So that's what it is for me that has got me so set in this. If I had to find a 9 to 5 right now, I know I would be miserable, but I guess I'd be optimistic about knowing that I can go home to create. So it's just being able to do it so much has got me like lost in it.
That's an excellent state to be in,
Yeah.
So, all right. So speaking to you, I've learned that you have a very mature mindset, and based on the things you say and the way that you think, I personally feel that you're on a trajectory for immense success. So, congratulations to you. I hope more good things come to you. And before we sign out, do you have any shout-outs?
I guess I'll shout out my brother who's always been helpful, to me, making things happen. Shout out to my daddy for letting me stay in this house and make music and not give me too much flack. I mean, I guess he see it working, so.
Alright, that's all it takes sometimes too.
Yeah, so they're my two main shout-outs.
Okay.
I gotta be appreciative of those people, especially.
Alright, Sherwood RAHMING, thank you for coming through. Signing up.
Yes, sir.